Okay children, now our second session in this chapter we'll be discussing about the further details of the digestive system. So we'll go to the next topic, that is the alimentary canal. That is the section of alimentary canal. So till now we studied about the complete parts of the digestive system, what all organs made up the digestive system. Now we will discuss about the alimentary canal. This section of the, we will try to study about the section of the alimentary canal. So if you take a transverse section of the alimentary canal, what are the parts of the alimentary canal? So when we take a transverse section of the gut or the alimentary canal, it is also known as gut. We can see it is made up of the following layers. So if you are just cutting the alimentary canal, you can see about the layers which make up the wall of the alimentary canal. So the wall of the alimentary canal, outermost layer of the alimentary canal, it is called the outer serosa layer. It is called the serosa. And inner to the serosa, we find two layers. That layer is called the muscularis. So the wall of the alimentary canal, second layer is called the muscularis. It is made up of two types of muscles. That is outer, this is called the longitudinal muscles, inner circular muscles. So I have labeled it like this, muscularis. This is outer longitudinal muscle. This consists of inner circular muscles. Then third layer is called the submucosa layer. You can see the submucosa layer. And the fourth layer is called the mucosa layer. And this is the lumen. Lumen is the space inside the alimentary canal. So the wall of the alimentary canal is made up of outermost layer called serosa, second layer called muscularis, third layer called submucosa, fourth layer called mucosa. So these are the four layers, and muscularis, it consists again of the outer longitudinal muscles and inner circular muscles. Now if you take the serosa layer, outermost layer, and this serosa is made up of epithelium, that is the epithelium of medicinal organs, we call it mesothelium. So it is made up of mesothelium. So when you learn about tissues, I think in 9th standard you studied about tissues, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, and also there epithelial tissue. It is a kind of epithelial, that is serosa layer is made up of epithelial tissue. It is called the mesothelium, outermost layer. And this is made up of certain connective tissues. Then the second one called the muscularis. Of course it is made up of muscles, circular and the longitudinal muscles. And this is what which makes that peristaltic movement, and all due to the contraction and relaxation of this muscles only, the food is pushed through the different parts of the alimentary canal. Then the third layer called submucosa layer. Submucosa layer, it is made up of, or it consists of the connective tissues like blood vessels are there, then lymph vessels, and also nerves are also found in this submucosa layer. And the innermost layer is called the mucosa layer, and we find the glands and all in this layer. This is called the mucosa layer. So in the submucosa layer also we find in some places presence of glands in the submucosa layer. And most of the glands, they are present in the mucosa layer of the alimentary canal. So this is a section of the alimentary canal. So according to the place through which the alimentary canal is going, we find the modifications of this, any of the, or of these four layers. So they are modified according to the function to be played in that part of the alimentary canal. So alimentary canal, we take the section, they consist of the four layers, serosa, muscularis, submucosa and the mucosa. And coming to mucosa layer, the innermost layer. And this mucosa layer, inside the stomach, this mucosa layer has its own modification. That is, it forms rugae, that is small foldings inside the stomach which helps in the churning of the food and the digestion. So inside the stomach it forms rugae, and inside the small intestine we have studied finger-like formations called villi. This mucosa layer forms rugae inside the stomach and finger-like projections called villi in the small intestine. And you know the function of villi, it increases the surface area for the absorption of the food. And this villi increases the surface area so that more food can be, or the nutrients can be absorbed. And still on the surface of this villi there are still finer micro villi, just to give them a brush border appearance. And this micro villi further increases the absorption or increases speed of absorption of the food, increases the surface area for the absorption of food. And we find mucus secreting glands also in this mucosa layer, which will help in the process of lubrication. So mucosa layer has various kinds of glands in various parts of the alimentary canal according to the function. In the stomach there are gastric glands. So like that different kinds of glands are there. So just remember this, the transverse section of gut consists of the outer serosa layer, second layer vascularis, third layer mucosa, and fourth is called the third layer submucosa, fourth is called the mucosa layer. And innermost that space, it is called the lumen. This is the space inside that called lumen. And the mucosa has its own modifications inside the stomach and the intestine, rugae and the villi, and also glands are present in this layer. And the submucosa layer, the duodenum of the submucosa layer has glands, which has its own function in the digestion of the food. So we'll just see a small video on that. Okay, the 4 layers, we can see the modifications in the stomach. The mucosa layer forms modifications called rugae. Inside the stomach, the enfoldings of the stomach, it is called rugae, and this helps in the process of churning and mixing the food. And you can see the rugae, the mucosa layer forms rugae inside the wall of the stomach. Then coming to the small intestine, the small intestine has enfoldings in the mucosa layer, which is called villi. Villi, you can see the villi, they are the finger-like projections seen in the inner wall of the small intestine, and the main function of this villi is absorption of food. And this finger-like projections, they are supplied with, you can see this yellow color, these are the lymph vessels, a branch of the lymphatic system, and also the arteries and the veins which are supplied into each finger-like projections. And this lacteals, this is called lacteal, and this its function is actually will be coming into later. Its function is about the absorption of the fat. And you can see this villi, it has called depressions. These are called the crypts. And in this also glands are present. So the villi, finger-like projections, and the depressions, they are called the crypts, and it is called crypts of Laberkin. Crypts of Laberkin. And you can see the outermost layer of this finger-like projections still hair-like structures, which further increases the surface area of absorption. These are called microvilli. And this microvilli increases the surface area for absorption and helps in the process of further absorption of nutrients. You can see the presence of microvilli throughout the surface of the villi. So it giving a brush border appearance. And the lacteals, blood vessels, you can see the capillaries going throughout the villi. And also the lacteal, a branch of the lymphatic system going into the, which helps in the absorption of the fat, digested fat. Okay, so now we studied about the transverse section of the gut and the different layers of the alimentary canal. And we already discussed about the serosa muscularis, submucosa and the mucosa layer. And in the submucosa layer, few more points related to that I will tell you. Submucosa layer, we find a special type of glands called Brunner's gland. Submucosa layer, the duodenum. Brunner's gland, which helps in the that secretes the mucus. Then, in the case of mucosa layer, we find rugae in the stomach, villi in the intestine, and inside the gastric, that is stomach, the gastric glands are also present in this mucosa layer. And also in the villi, we studied about the crypts of liver. And also in some places in the alimentary canal, there are special type of cells called goblet cells. Goblet cells which are present in the mucosa layer and which secretes mucus. So goblet cells are also seen as a modification of the mucosa layer, and villi, rugae, all these are found in the innermost mucosa layer. And mucus helps, the function of mucus in the stomach. It helps to make the or to reduce the effect of the acid produced inside the stomach and protects the inner wall of the stomach. And in the case of duodenum and all, this mucus produced will help to change the acidic medium to an alkaline medium. So inside the stomach, the medium is acidic. When the food comes to the duodenum or the small intestine, it becomes alkaline. Then only the enzymes present in that can become functional. So those enzymes which are present in the small intestine are functional only in alkaline medium. So it may helps to maintain that pH difference that we will be learning about in the digestion of food. Then our next topic which we want to discuss is about digestive glands. So we have studied already. There are three main types of digestive glands, of which very important one is the salivary glands. Salivary glands present inside our mouth. So actually there are three pairs of salivary glands. So you know what does salivary glands produce? They produce a secretion, saliva. And what does this saliva do? This saliva digests, helps in carbohydrate digestion. That too, around 30% of the carbohydrate gets digested inside the mouth. That is why we should chew the food properly inside the mouth, and only we should swallow. So this saliva is produced by the salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary glands. There are three pairs of salivary glands. One is called parotids. Another is called submaxillary or submandibular. Submaxillary or submandibular, and third pair is called sublingual. Okay, so three pairs of salivary glands are there: parotids, submaxillary or submandibular, and the sublinguals. Parotids are present in the cheek. The pair is present there, and submaxillary or submandibular, they are present under the lower jaw. And submandibular under the tongue. Okay, so salivary glands produce saliva which helps in the digestion of carbohydrate. And there are three pairs of salivary glands. Parotids, one pair is called parotids which are present in the cheek. Another pair is called submaxillary or submandibular, present in the lower jaw. Another one is called sublingual or sublingual present under the tongue. Okay, so this is a very important gland, salivary glands. Now coming to the other glands, we will discuss about the other glands in our next session. So we will come to the end of this session. Write down the notes, take down the notes and try to do the worksheet and attend the online class. If you have any doubt, you can clarify the doubt when we are having a meeting. Okay, thank you.